Welcome to Twisted Tales of Madness and Murder presents A Skip Across the Universe, Chapter 2, The Contents. Ryan and Cody stare down at the open briefcase and almost in unison look at each other, then back down at the briefcase.
A million possibilities were racing through my mind, and I can safely say this wasn't one of them.
That makes two of us, but what the fuck is this?
Ryan reaches into the briefcase and pulls out a 4x6 black and white photo of a woman in lingerie staged in a very provocative position, but her face is not revealed.
I mean, what the hell is the purpose of this? I mean, there must be 36 photos in here.
Ryan reaches in and pulls out another photo of the same woman, but in a more provocative position.
It looks like the same woman to me, but her face isn't shown in any of these.
Cody reaches past Ryan and picks up a photo of the woman in yet another position.
Oh, who fucking cares if you can't see her face? She is smoking hot. Look at those amazing tits. Her ass doesn't look so bad either. I could totally snap off to these.
Ryan snatches the photo out of his hand and drops it back in the briefcase.
What the fuck? I wasn't talking about right now.
We shouldn't have opened it. This is beyond bad.
Cody looks at Ryan in disbelief.
Get the fuck out of town. Are you being serious right now?
Cody picks up several of the photos and sorts through them, showing Ryan.
You honestly think this is bad?
Ryan grabs the photos and again drops them back in the briefcase.
How could you possibly stand there and think this isn't bad? We really need to call the cops.
Cody tosses his hands up in the air.
For Christ's sake, this is so fucking far from bad, it's not even funny. I mean, have you gone on Pornhub and looked up the fucked up shit people are doing with clowns? It's disgusting. There's some really fucked up people out there.
Ryan looks back at Cody, puzzled.
Now that is bad shit.
Cody points down at the briefcase.
This shit is something you'd see in one of those shitty YA movies.
YA?
Fucking young adult movies, you know, like Hunger Games, The Maze Runner, and Twilight.
Ryan rolls his eyes.
Of course I wouldn't know any of these since I'm no longer in 6th grade.
Well, you can't put an age on art, and regardless if you know it or not, this is the type of shit you might see in them.
What the hell are you trying to say?
I'm saying it's not bad. It's fucking PG-13 material.
I don't even know what I was thinking listening to you. I should have just called the police from the get-go.
Cody turns his attention back to the briefcase.
What's that?
What?
Cody points down at the briefcase.
Under the photos.
Ryan pushes aside the photos, revealing a recipe card with stamped numbers all the way across it.
What the hell is this?
Ryan grabs the card and pulls it out, then holds it up for Cody to see.
What's the number for?
Ryan flips the card over, revealing a key taped to the back of it.
Better yet, what's the key for?
Does that say something on the bottom?
What? Where?
Cody points at the very bottom of the card at small print.
Right there. It's small print.
Ryan squints in an effort to read it.
Says beware of yellow jackets. They're dangerous.
Cody, very animated, steps back and throws his hands up in the air.
That's no fucking joke. When I was little, we were playing a game of baseball in the cul-de-sac and needed a second base, so I grabbed a rock from under these bushes, and the next thing I knew, I was surrounded by a shit ton of yellow jackets. Those little bastards stunned me all over the fucking place.
Cody points down at his crotch.
Little fuckers even got in my pants and stunned Mr. Dangle. And Mr. Dangle did not like that at all.
Ryan ignores Cody and his story as he flips the card back around and studies the number.
What does this number mean? It looks like a familiar number, something I've seen before.
Maybe it's an international phone number or something? I was flipping through a Hustler magazine not too long ago, and there was this crazy-ass number for one of the phone sex lines that kind of looked like that.
Let me guess. You called it.
Fuck no, I didn't.
I'm surprised.
Those bitches charge you right out of the gate. I ended up calling one of those 800 numbers and busted my nut to their preview. The trick is to get yourself right to the point of
Did your parents ever have any kids that lived?
What?
Never mind.
Ryan turns his attention back to the number.
I can assure you that this is no international phone sex number, or any phone number for that matter.
Ryan leans back in the chair.
It's something else.
Cody paces back and forth behind Ryan.
Yeah, it's something else, but what?
Ryan snaps his fingers, startling Cody.
Oh, how could I be so stupid? They're fucking coordinates.
You mean like GPS?
Exactly like that.
I was gonna say that.
Oh, I'm sure you were.
Ryan jumps out of the chair and goes over to the computer sitting on the counter and powers it up.
Now, if I am right and those numbers are some kind of coordinates, then once I enter them in, it should bring up a location.
The computer screen comes to life, revealing a woman having sex with a clown. Ryan looks at Cody.
Really?
Those bastards. I totally closed that down when I was done. That's proof the government is trying to fuck with me.
You have issues, my friend. What do you mean, done?
Cody casually leans against the counter and pushes a box of tissue paper away. Ryan looks over at the tissue box, then down at the keyboard, then his hands.
Whatever you do, please never bring a black light into this house.
Ryan turns his attention back to the keyboard and brings up Google.
Read me that number.
Cody grabs the card.
Longitude is 47.339588.
Ryan types in the number.
Latitude?
Negative 122.285445.
Ryan types the numbers in and pushes enter.
Well?
Give it a fucking minute. Here we go.
Ryan leans in, looking intently at the monitor.
That's very interesting.
What is it?
Well, apparently those coordinates are smack in the middle of Olympic National Forest.
Really?
That's what it's saying.
Ryan scrolls down the screen, seeing the same information over and over. Cody walks back over to the briefcase and looks at the photos.
So you're telling me this chick is out in the middle of the Olympic National Forest dressed like that?
No, I mean, yes, but these photos obviously weren't taken in the woods. I'm saying the coordinates are telling me the Olympic National Forest.
Are you sure you entered them in right?
Yes.
Well, I guess this means we're going on a camping trip.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm saying we have all that camping shit in the shed, so let's go rescue that chick.
No fucking way. We have no idea what's out there.
Fucking trees and shit, and judging from these photos, a nice piece of ass.
You need to stop thinking with your cock and actually use your fucking head for once. Nothing about this shit is good.
If that chick is in trouble, we can help her.
There is nothing we can do to help her. The cops need to handle it.
Cody spins around and sorts through the photos.
What are you doing?
You've got me all tensed up, so now I need to take a shit.
Cody selects one of the photos and walks to the bathroom.
What are you doing with the photo?
Cody ignores Ryan as he walks out. Chapter 3. The Visitor.
What the hell are you doing in there?
Cody opens the door, finding Ryan standing there.
We going camping or what?
Cody smiles.
Damn straight we are.
Chapter 4. The House. Cody, wearing a worn-out military-style backpack and makeshift hiking clothes, walks through a collection of low-laying bushes carrying the briefcase which now has the severed hand duct taped to it. Frustrated, he looks all around, finding nothing but dense forest. Ryan, dressed relatively the same as Cody, is not very far behind as he intently watches the GPS tracker on his phone when all of a sudden he stops.
What the fuck is wrong with this picture? I mean, why the hell are we out in the middle of the woods walking around like two lost idiots?
Cody looks back at Ryan.
What are you bitching about?
What am I bitching about? Are you being serious? It's like my mind is all fuzzy and shit, like somebody has literally stuck their fucking fingers in my brain and moved shit around. Last thing I remember is I was gonna call the cops, and then bam, here I am out in the middle of bumfuck Egypt.
What you need to do is just relax, because I'm here to tell you you're as fine as frog hair. We're out here in the middle of these ominous woods, risking life and limb because at the end of the day, that is what heroes do. Heroes risk everything. We're gonna rescue that chick just like in that one episode of Walker, Texas Ranger.
Cody attempts a half-assed karate kick, but quickly lowers his leg and grabs hold of his crotch.
Holy fuck! I think my balls just separated.
Ryan just shakes his head.
I'm being serious, Cody.
Cody, still holding his crotch, looks back at Ryan with a pained expression.
I am being serious. I really think my testicles split apart.
I'm not talking about your fucking testicles, man.
Ryan sticks his arm out wide and motions toward all the trees.
I'm talking about all this bullshit.
Ryan, frustrated, grabs his head with both hands.
Every time I think I'm on the verge of being able to focus, it's like I get sucked back into this fog that forces me to march on like some mindless drone toward a complete unknown. When I dig through the muck in my mind, I keep finding myself standing outside the bathroom door and listening to you talk to somebody, but not actually being able to hear or understand any of the words that are being said.
Cody, massaging his crotch, looks over at Ryan.
If you heard me talking in the bathroom, then I was probably talking to Mr. Dangle. Sometimes I need this sweet talking to bring him to attention.
Will you just stop fucking off for 1 minute and be serious? I need you to stop and try to think back as far as you can remember.
Cody, grimacing in pain, stands up straight.
I remember sitting at the table looking at the briefcase, then we opened it, then honestly, after that things get a little blurry.
And you don't find that strange?
Cody shrugs his shoulders.
Of course it's strange. This shit's weird as a beard, but we're already riding this fucking wave, so we might as well ride it out and see what beach we end up on.
Cody looks around at all the trees.
Granted, this is far from a fucking beach. I'm thinking we've been humping through these damn woods for a long-ass time, so we've gotta be close.
Ryan takes an inventory of his surroundings, then looks back down at his phone.
Well, this is very interesting.
What's interesting?
Ryan looks up at Cody and points out in the distance.
According to my phone, the coordinates we're trying to find should be right up there.
Cody turns and looks out where Ryan is pointing and stares at an empty clearing.
Are you fucking serious? I don't see shit, dude.
Ryan looks at his phone again, then looks back up at Cody.
I don't know what to tell you. The phone is telling me it's right up there.
Cody walks up to Ryan and looks down at his phone.
Well, if your phone is saying the fucking place is supposed to be right up there in that clearing, then that phone is a hunk of shit.
Ryan, smirking, holds his phone up.
This so-called hunk of shit is way smarter than your dumbass.
Whatever.
Cody walks out into the clearing, sticking his arms out as wide as possible.
If that hunk of shit is smarter than me, then how is it that I can tell that there is nothing fucking out here?
Cody brings his hands up to his mouth and cups them around it.
Hello?
Cody looks back at Ryan.
It's just trees and shit. It's not like something's just gonna appear out of nowhere.
Cody smirks as he turns around, and without warning smacks right into the side of a dilapidated house that has most of the windows busted out, and the ones that are not are covered with dingy plastic. The entire outside of the house is covered with overgrowth and some kind of white mold. Cody stumbles backwards, reaching up to grasp his bloody nose, and in the process trips over a stump and falls to the ground.
Fuck!
Cody, angry, looks up at the house.
Cock-sucking house in the middle of nowhere.
Cody looks at his hand that is covered in blood from his nose, then at his other hand that is covered in dirt and grime. Ryan comes running up.
Are you okay?
Cody looks up at Ryan in frustration.
Does it look like I'm okay?
Cody points to his nose.
My fucking nose is bleeding.
Ryan bends down and looks Cody's nose over.
Don't be such a pussy. It's fine. Maybe if you didn't jerk off so much, you'd have better eyesight.
Cody gets to his feet as Ryan laughs.
Go ahead and laugh it up, asshole. But that fucking thing wasn't there a second ago. And for the record, that poor eyesight due to jerking off is just an urban legend.
Go ahead and keep telling yourself that.
Cody adjusts his nose as he turns his attention to the house.
I'll admit, this is some weird shit.
Cody looks over at Ryan.
And I don't mean weird shit, like the time you had to help me pull those beads out of him.
Ryan holds his hands up, stopping Cody.
I really wasn't questioning your use of weird, but thanks for making me remember that horrific experience.
Ryan cringes as he thinks about it.
Well, it wasn't all that great for me either. That Tinder date said she was just going to get a drink of water and would be right back. How did I know she was going to steal our shit?
The fact that she gagged you and tied you to the bed, then for whatever reason shoved extra large anal beads up your ass never gave you a clue?
Well, in all honesty, the anal beads were the first thing she did.
Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you?
It
was a rhetorical question, dumbass. Can we just focus on the fact that this house just appeared out of nowhere?
Cody nods his head, yes.
You're absolutely right, Brian. That certainly seems like the right direction, focusing on this mysterious house. But for the record, I think you must know I am not a fan of anal beads.
Ryan sighs and shakes his head.
Noted. Now, why don't you do something productive and try and check out one of those windows?
Cody throws a thumbs up towards Ryan, then walks over to one of the dingy windows, trying his best to look in.
Can you see anything?
Cody shifts from side to side.
I can't see jack shit.
Cody leans back, looking the window up and down.
These windows are covered with too much shit.
Cody strains to look in.
You know what? Fuck this shit. Why are we creeping around like a couple burglars? We need to just find the front fucking door and walk right in.
Cody walks along the house toward the front.
What the hell are you talking about? Maybe we should stop and really think about this before we take another step.
Cody stops and looks back at Ryan.
I didn't walk my ass through a fucking forest to stop now.
Cody turns back around and rounds the corner of the house and goes out of sight.
Oh, for fuck's sake, wait for me!
Ryan runs after Cody. Cody and Ryan stand at the bottom of a set of steps that look as if they could collapse at any moment, staring up at the front door.
Should we knock or something?
Cody snaps his fingers and gives Ryan a smile.
I like your thinking. Let's kick the tires and light some fires.
Cody winks at Ryan.
Independence Day.
I don't really care.
I know deep down, you really do.
Cody slaps Ryan on the back and in the process wipes the blood off his hand. Then cautiously makes his way up the rickety steps that creak and strain under his every step. He finally reaches the top and takes a deep breath before stepping up to the front door. Cody reaches up to knock, but stops himself.
What's wrong? Did you hear something?
Cody looks back at Ryan.
I was just thinking, this totally reminded me of that scene in the Burbs when Tom Hanks and the other guy knock on the neighbor's door and shit goes sideways.
Can you just stay in the real world for just a couple minutes?
Jesus. Somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed. It was a great fucking scene.
Cody turns back to the door and lowers his hand, grabbing the door handle, and slowly turns it, finding it unlocked. Then keeps turning it until the door opens. Ryan hurries up to the steps to stand next to Cody.
Now what do we do?
I got a plan.
Cody leans close to the door.
Hello? It's the pizza guy. Anybody home?
Ryan looks over at Cody in amazement.
Oh, what the fuck? Pizza guy?
Relax. I saw it in a movie. People always talk to the pizza guy.
Maybe in porn.
Just because it was a porn doesn't mean it won't work.
This is stupid.
Please, help me.
Ryan and Cody look at each other.
Holy shit.
Cody makes a fist and pumps it in the air.
I told you. Everybody loves pizza.
Cody puts his hands on Ryan's shoulders and looks him in the eye.
We didn't come all this way just to stand at the front door. Time to be a hero.
Cody pushes the door all the way open and steps in.
Jesus Christ, Cody, just wait a second.
Ryan hurries in after him. Ryan steps into the house and finds Cody standing in the middle of the main room that has no furniture and is dimly lit by a single bulb hanging in the middle of the room.
Where are you?
I'm in the bedroom.
Cody motions toward a hallway on the other side of the room.
I'm coming.
Ryan tries to grab Cody, but just misses his arm.
Cody, you need to stop.
Cody ignores Ryan as he goes down the hall and stops momentarily as he determines his left from his right, then steps in front of the closed door to the last bedroom on the left. Ryan walks up and grabs Cody's hand just as he reaches down to the handle.
What are you doing?
I can't help but think that whatever is behind that door is going to change our lives.
Cody shakes Ryan's hand free and grabs the door handle.
I'm counting on it.
Chapter 5. Allison.
What the fuck, dude? Can't you see we need to help her?
What we need to do first is stop and allow ourselves to take inventory of this fucked up situation. Because we have no clue what's going on with her, this place, or fucking anything for that matter.
Did you go fucking blind or something? Some backwoods crazed maniac has this chick handcuffed to a bed doing God only knows what to her. We need to get her out of here before it's too late.
Please help me. Don't let him do those horrible things to me anymore.
Don't worry, we're going to help you. Nobody's going to hurt you.
Cody gives Ryan the finger. then shoves him out of the way and again takes a step toward the bed. But again, Ryan pushes him away.
Use some of your fucking brain, man, and listen to me. We have no idea what we just stumbled into.
Allison rolls over, causing Ryan to take a step back.
Please, he's been gone too long. We don't have much time. If he finds you here, he'll kill us all.
Allison rattles the handcuffs.
Do you have the key?
Cody, proud, holds up the briefcase.
Fuck yes, we do.
Unlock me.
Right away.
Cody puts the briefcase on the ground and opens it, then quickly shifts through the photos, finding the key.
Bingo.
You must hurry.
Cody steps toward the bed as Allison pulls the handcuffs tight, giving Cody easy access to the key slot.
Hurry.
Cody leans in and is just about to insert the key when Ryan slaps it out of his hand, sending it across the room.
What the fuck?
Ryan grabs Cody and pulls him away from the bed.
Stop being such a fucking idiot.
Well, I think I've had just about enough of this happy horseshit.
Allison reaches out with her free hand, grabbing Ryan by his shirt and jerks him right up against her as she forces her lips against his. The veins in Ryan's neck and face begin to bulge out.
What are you doing to him? Stop!
Cody runs up and grabs Ryan and tries to pull him free from her grasp. But Allison swings her foot off the bed with incredible force, kicking Cody in the chest and sending him flailing across the room and smashing into the wall. He hits the wall, then he collapses to his knees, laboring to breathe. Allison, smiling, pulls her lips off of Ryan's, who can barely stand on his wobbly legs, and looks deep into his eyes.
Oh, what's wrong? Am I being too aggressive?
Ryan tries to muster up some strength, but is unable to break free of Allison's grasp.
Oh, I get it. It's like an ego thing, right? Well, I bet it must suck fat cock that some little split tail like myself is stronger than you.
Ryan glances over at Cody, who is still on his knees trying to catch his breath.
Get out of here while you still can.
Allison, annoyed, forces Ryan's attention back to her.
Wow. One thing I just can't fucking stand is when men go and act as if the woman isn't even in the room. Is it that fucking hard just to give me the respect and courtesy I deserve?
Go
Allison squeezes Ryan's face so tight he is unable to speak, and looks over at Cody.